Hello, lovely people. Welcome back to the Extreme Wise Predictions channel. In this video, we are going to be giving you my October 2025 psychic predictions for the world. We have a lot of goodies. We have a lot of things to cover in this predictions. So stick and stay, and I will urge you that you should listen to the end of the video because there are much more predictions that you need to hear in our October 2025 psychic predictions. If you're new to the channel, kindly like, subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification bell so you can get notified when we post similar videos like this. Let's get into the video. First of all, I see that Trump and China will have talks in late November. I see that in late November, I think the U.S., Trump and the China will have a meeting. I see that that is coming in late November. And this is going to yield to a trade agreement that will ease economic restraints and open doors for cultural exchange. And I see that this trade deal is going to be very small, but it's going to be a vital step into harmony, into coming into those trade wars that is going on. It's going to actually lead to ending those trade wars coming in. Whilst I'm speaking on that, I also see that in this same November, I see that there's going to be a collaboration mission that is going to be reviewed in terms of space agency. I see that this space agency, they will announce an affordable satellite technology that is going to monitor our environment. It's like something monitoring our environmental health globally, and this I see happening in terms of the trade deal of the space agency or the space mission that is going to be announced. I also see that a Latin American or in an Asian country will form, like, I think it's an entrepreneur alliance that will boost cross-continental businesses and create jobs to improve the unemployment situations around the world. There's going to be unemployment situation that is going to hit globally, and I see that this Latin American and Asian country is going to be coming together to do that. And I see also that there is going to be a passenger flight. This passenger flight, I've predicted about it before, is going to be coming from Europe. It's going to be attacked mid-air. And the funny thing is that I see it being attacked through mid-air by another flight, or I also see that there's going to be people trying to shoot it down. These two things I see happening. I don't know if the two things is going to be the same thing that is going to happen, but the thing is that the essential thing is that both flight is coming from Europe, and I see this actually happening. Whilst I'm talking about that, I see that Russia will start a serious conflict with a Middle East country. And I see that the tensions are going to rise, and this is going to lead to a lot of tension. I don't know if this is the kind of conflict that will lead to World War III, but I see that there's going to be great tension between Russia and a Middle East country. And then I also see that there's going to be peace talks that is going to be held in between Russia and Ukraine in February 2026. And I see that this peace talk will be very successful. But any peace talk that they are going to be held in before the February 2026 is never going to be successful. And I see actually this happens. Once I'm talking about that in terms of peace talk and stuff, I see that there's going to be a massive weather manipulation that is coming. This is not the ones that we normally see, regular weather manipulation. I see they want to introduce a fourth, like a fifth weather situation. We have four weather times. They are going to be introducing a fifth one, and this is going to be that manipulation that is going to be leading to that fifth introduction of that weather seasons. And then I also see that in Europe there will be a surge of youth-led movements that will shift policies in regards to education in the European countries. This will make there be an initiative to introduce programs that will be rolled out in December. I see something rolled out in December that will blend digital learning with real life empathy. So this will be digital learning and human learning will be blended out in Europe. I see this happening, and it will be led by youths. In Nepal too, I see that there's going to be a serious protest that is going to be led, and this will lead to a lot of destruction of government and private properties. I see in Nepal, I don't know how they pronounce the name is. That is what I see. That there's going to be a huge protest, and I see protests all over the world. Protest is going to be happening. It's like there is a surge going to be coming in terms of protests. I don't know if most people or most countries are actually experiencing recession, but I see this happening that a lot of countries will actually be protesting in the world, and Nepal is one of those countries. Whilst I'm talking about Nepal, I'm also seeing that in Philips, or did they call it the Philippians? I think the Philippians is what I pick coming. I saw Philips, so I wasn't waiting, and I saw Philippians. I think that there's going to be a huge protest that is going to be coming in the Philippines. And I see this protest is tied to mismanagement of, I say, government funds or government resources or infrastructure. That is something that I'm seeing happening. It's like something in to do with government infrastructure, and I see this happening. And then they will tie it to like injustice happening within the country, and this is going to be leading to some of the lives. Unfortunately, some life will be lost through this kind of protest that is going to be happening. Once I'm talking about protest, I see that there's going to be an attack in terms of cybersecurity attacks globally in major companies. When I'm talking about major companies, I'm hearing the name major tech companies. There's going to be cyber attack. Tech companies, financial companies, cyber attacks will be done globally, and this is going to be a talk like the way we have talks when it comes to maybe World Cups and stuff. This is going to be a talk on social media. A lot of cyber attacks is going to be emerging, and I see that in, I don't know, Abu Dhabi, is it the United Arab countries? I see that they are going to amend their policy on social media. Is like they have a restriction on social media, and I think that they are going to be amending their policy on social media, and I see this happening. Whilst I'm talking about that, I see that there's going to be an introduction of AI in December, somewhere in December, that there's going to be an open source AI platform that will emerge, right? And this will empower actors and then scientists to collaborate in terms of solutions for climate changes. Like I was telling you about the climate change, they are going to be using this AI advanced technology to introduce the fifth, I think, weather seasons that will be coming. And I think that this will be blending in terms of human and AI to come together to introduce this fifth season that we are going to be seeing. And then I see also that there's going to be an approval of an early AI advanced diagnosis, which is going to be rolled out, and this AI tool is going to be used to detect some common alignments, and this will reduce like wait time and empower patients with clear path to healing and prevention. So those people, like I told you about a device coming through that will be actually be detecting how, you know, early stages of, let's say, early stages of illnesses and stuff like that. This is the AI tool that I was talking about. It's going to be rolled out in early stage, and this will help other people who are suffering from like minor illnesses to kind of recover and stuff. And this AI tool will be recommending medicines and stuff for you to actually be taking. And I think that whilst I'm picking that up on that, I think that this will be advancing to a certain level where the AI can actually write prescriptions for you to actually pick up at the pharmacy as well. So this I see happening in the interim, in this times, and I see that by winter, I'm also picking up that by winter there's going to be an introduction to a tech-driven budgeting tool, right? That will be powered by AI, and this will actually be coaching people. It's like you plug in your finances within this tool. And when you plug in your finances within this tool, the tool is going to, and then your expenses, and then the tool is going to help you manage your finances well. So this is the AI tool that I was talking about. It's going to be managing your finances where you plug it in, and it will manage your finances so that it will get you to a place you want to be. So it's an AI tool that will be actually be introduced into early stages where members or people who are using it can plug in their finances and what target they want to reach. And tool is going to help them achieve that financial goal. I also see that researchers will have a breakthrough in quantum, I think, sensors or something like that. And this will make a change in terms of improving the connectivity around the world. So, uh, in terms of the way we connect in terms of Wi-Fi and stuff like that, there will be an advancement because of the breakout they will have in quantum sensors. And I see this actually happen. I also see that in a system in science, I also see that there's going to be an early approval of genetic, I think is it, for DNA stuff like that. There's going to be a tool for editing DNA. And this tool, first of all, initially is going to be used to actually alter people's DNA in terms of those who are sickle cell and things. They will be altering their DNA so that they can recover from those sickle cells stuff and stuff so that they can have like a personalized medication that will be prescribed to them. And here's a case that based on the tool being introduced and the fact that they are having success actually editing people's AI, people's DNA, they are going to actually be using the tool to do certain things as well. So we'll alter and put certain things into people. I don't want to go ahead of myself and make that prediction, but here's the case that this is the tool that is coming to be able to edit our DNA and stuff like that. This is tool that is going to be introduced in an early stages or an early approval stages that I see happening. Whilst I am talking about editing stuff, I also see that there's going to be a rate cut in Tokyo. I see that Tokyo is having a problem in terms of employment and stuff, and I see that there's going to be a rate cut in Tokyo in Japan. That is going to help financial companies retain most of their customers or most of their workers due to economic recession. I see this actually happening in Tokyo. Rate cut will happen, and it will ease financial companies to be able to actually retain most of their workers. I also see that there's going to be a heavy crisis in Argentina. This crisis will lead, like domestic flights within Argentina stop working. It's going to be temporal, but they was going to stop working. Based on that, I'm listening to what they are saying. They are saying it's based on the devaluation of their currency. So if Argentina has not had devaluation of the currency, then I see this happening. There's going to be a devaluation of Argentina's currency. And based on that, domestic flight within Argentina will stop working for a short time. And it's going to be like a strike that they are actually imposing on the government that they should be able to, kind of rectify the issue of devaluation of their currency. And I see this happening, and this will be something against the president coming through, and it's going to be protests on the street and stuff like that happening as well. Whilst I'm talking about protests, I see that there's going to be a huge protest. I know protest is coming in France already, but I see another protest that is going to be happening. This will lead to destruction of properties, and then I see that the people during that protest will be asking that uh, I think their president is Emmanuel Macron. I already predicted that he's going to be stepping down. So I see that they'll be asking him to step down at this moment because he's unable to actually govern the country. And I see this happening. Whilst I'm talking about that, let me give you some predictions about this is October. So I'll pick up on like countries who are having presidential election or elections in October, right? So I'm going to be picking up on the energy in terms of elections that will be happening this October. I don't have any idea the countries that will be having elections, but let me pick up some countries that will be having elections right now. I'm seeing something like Czech Republic, right? I'm seeing Czech Republic is going to be having elections in October. and I'm having a ring in my ears that is a legislative election that will be happening. Is this going to be? I want someone to confirm. Is it going to be on the 3rd and the 4th of October? There's going to be an election happening, and I'm seeing that the person who is going to be winning that election, the party name start with a, is it an ANO? I think an ANO as the name of the party, and then the leader has a name starting with Andre, Andre, and then the last name is I can't pronounce it, but I'm seeing the spelling of the name. It start with a B. Yeah, it start with a B, and that is the name I'm getting, Andre, and then the last name start with a B. That's what I'm having in terms of elections, and I'm also picking up another election in Cameroon. I'm seeing an election coming up in Cameroon, and I'm seeing that the current president of Cameroon will still win that election. And I'm seeing the election date as October 12th. I'm seeing the election date as October 12th, and I'm seeing that the current president, the name is not coming in. I'm seeing that the current president will win that election, but I see that there's going to be a misunderstanding, but he's still going to be winning that election. While I'm talking about Cameroon, I see a country as Cote d'Ivoire, and I'm seeing that their elections is somewhere a little bit further at the end of October. I'm not looking at the date, but it's like 20 something. I'm seeing the date 20 something. I'm not picking it up well. And I'm seeing that there's somebody who is going to be winning that election. It looks like their current president will win. And I see the party winning that election is RHDP. Is it maybe their president's name is called Aslan or Aslana or something like that. I'm picking up the name A, and then I think the that is what is ringing in my ears that is coming through in terms of their elections. And I also see that, let me go to Europe and see if there's any elections in Europe. Any elections in Europe. I have Argentina already, and then I have let me pick up some elections in Europe. Um, maybe I may be wrong, but I'm seeing an election in Ireland right now. I'm seeing a presidential election getting to the end of October. I'm seeing the date on the 27th. Something is ringing in my ears, 27th. I'm seeing the date as 27th. I'm not really seeing who is actually winning that election, but I'm feeling like there is going to be a female president in Ireland. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing a female president in Ireland coming in terms of the person winning that election. And I feel like she's around 62, 60 something years. She's above 60 something years. That's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that, and then her name, actually, the starting of her name and then the last name is almost the same letter. It's the same letter. And I'm seeing that, I think the name start with is it, let me just pronounce what is coming in my ears. I didn't want to make any mistakes. I like to do this, offline so that I can be able to get it correctly. But I'm seeing Heather. So it's an H. Her first name start with Heather, and I'm seeing that the last name also start with an H. So what can be a possible last name for an H? I'm seeing Humphreys. Is it Humphreys? I may be wrong, but I see that the first and last name also is the same letter. That's what I'm picking up. And then she's a female. She's above 60. And I think I'm getting the age as 62 or something that is like that coming through in terms of that. And I see also that, let me move on from presidential because that is very hard to actually do. I'm also seeing that there's going to be a wrecking up in a major studio. And some behind the scenes issues are going to raise up, and this will shake up, and it will make hidden people within the hidden talents behind those studios come to the limelight and host, programs and stuff. I see this happening for a major studio coming up. That the main person who's been speaking or the host will be changed to somebody else based on issues that is coming up within that country or within that studios. I see that during this season, there's going to be a surge in community-based mental health, where there's going to be, you know, a mental health app that is going to be introduced for awareness practices, and this is going to be gaining widespread adoption and providing accessible tools for emotional balance. So this is something that I see within the health sector happening. And I also see that here in this October, I see that there's going to be a bit of like tech companies which will start laying off workers, right? I see that this is going global, that tech companies or big companies will start laying off workers with minimum of no or no reasons. I think this will be more of government sectors and stuff, and there's going to be a lot of layoff that is going to be happening, and this is going to be global. So let's look at it in this October coming downwards. There's going to be a lot of layoff happening in most companies or more big companies or government companies around this time. I see also that there's going to be a gentle and steady rise in terms of stock in within the stock market, and this will favor those who have saved and those small business who have invested, and this will actually spark the need of borrowing, and I think interest rate will actually go down a little bit, and this people and it will enable people to be able to actually borrow and stuff like that. And also see that whilst I'm picking it up on that, I see that there's going to be like a movie festival that is going to be coming, and I see that like there's going to be a veteran director, and then there's going to be a fresh faced newcomer that will unexpectedly collaborate with each other. And I see that with this newcomer, there's going to be like there's going to be conversations around this newcomer of kind of potential having a potential nomination in an Oscar award or something like that. I think it is by the end of this year. I see it by happening by the end of this year happening. And I see that there's going to be a global world event that is going to be held in I think it's in Rwanda, Kigali in Rwanda, and I see that this event will be reported as unsuccessful or not successful. Based on the causing, it will cause the organizers to reconsider, actually making decisions of hosting world events in African countries. I think this is going to be happening. So if Kigali is, I think there's going to be a world event held there. So if they should make all their things actually possible so that they will be able to hold this world event correctly, so that it will boost the possibility of other African countries also holding a world event as well. This will be my October 2025 psychic prediction. I know you loved it. I know I loved it as well. If you are new to the channel, like, subscribe, and also don't forget to turn on your notification bell. We have Answer Monday videos coming through, and if you want your questions to be answered in terms of Answer Monday, drop them in the comment sections of this video, and your question may be featured in our next Answer Monday video. Today was our monthly October 2025 psychic prediction. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next video.